Richards and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in southern Tasmania. Apologies for the impromptu crafting session. I know I didn't pop an event up. I was half contemplating doing this one tomorrow, but I'm ready. The house is quiet. I don't have to fight Stephen for the bandwidth, so I thought I would just go now instead. So bear with me while I just check the volume on my iPad. That looks okay. Let me know if the volume is a little bit soft or loud or something wherever you are. I have a feeling I fiddled the back of my my Yeti microphone last time I was playing with it, and I changed one of the settings, which means that it was a little bit softer than it should be. So let me know, pop on when you're here, and let me know if it's a bit loud, a bit soft, just right. Give me an idea of that so I can fiddle it back to where it's supposed to be. Anyway, okay, so I'm still grappling with all the new items in the upcoming catalogue that I have in the craft room. So I'm leaving those aside for a wee while, and I know I always promise that I'm not going to bombard you with stuff that you can't actually buy yet, so that's my promise to you. I may well sneak a little thing here and there just to whet your appetite, but we're going to concentrate on things that you can actually purchase today. And as I say, with a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming up, just so you can get that wish list ready. This is the upcoming annual catalogue that I'm talking about. We got it, my copy at Onstage, which was an absolutely brilliant event. But this is the catalogue. I can't show you anything other than the cover at the moment, because that's the rules. But if you don't have an active demonstrator and you would like a copy, please reach out either via email or via my Facebook page, and I'll pop you one in the mail. Now, we do have a lot more happening. Well, this catalogue is so awesome it would be enough on its own, but we do have a lot more happening from the 6th of May when this go live. We also have some online exclusives going live as well. And as I say to my ladies, please, if you have trouble finding the online exclusives online, please reach out and I will help you through with those. So I'll start to show some of the online exclusives now as well, just for those of you who like to have a little bit of a look of things in action before you buy them, and a lot of people miss them not being in the catalogue. So if I can help out with some online exclusives showing you what they're all about, then I will definitely do so. So 2 kits I thought I would do. These ones you can pop by at the moment. They arrived in the craft room while I was away in Brisbane, so I thought I'd do them for you today. I normally have copies or pre-made versions of the cards to show you before we start, but with the Maritime Moments one, they only actually give you 2 of each card. It's a little bit cheaper than the other kits, but there's only 2 of each card. So I thought, if I did one, then I'd only have one to do with you. And I'm actually really keen to turn this into a scrapbook page. So watch for the scrapbook page eventually using this. I've got the perfect sailing related photos of my son and his fiancée that I'm going to use the other part for. So yeah, we'll do the Maritime Moments kit, and then we'll do the Welcoming Garden kit. Now, this is just the nicest kit I've seen for a long, long time. It's interactive. It's sort of like got some fun folds happening there, which is really, really cute. Lots of elements. It's quite fiddly. So I have actually popped all the dimensionals and things on the back of all the little pieces there just to save us some time. But this one as well is going to be turned into the most awesome scrapbooking page. I don't know. It's got the elements to be an awesome scrapbooking page. So let's hope I can do it justice when the time comes. Anyway, we'll do both of these kits, and we'll have our completed cards at the end for you to see. I have actually popped an event up in my Facebook page to do this one as a class here at home. So if you're in the Hobart, Southern Tassie area and you'd like to pop in and make this kit up here at home with me, I've scheduled that event for the 27th of April. I know that is our Anzac Day long weekend. Hopefully you'll still be around. It's like the Sunday of that long weekend. Just if I put it off too much longer, it would be too far away, and I know this one will probably sell out pretty quick. So if you, as I say, Southern Tassie, Hobart area and surrounds, if you'd like to pop to my place in Bellerive and pop this kit together, there is an event in my Facebook page just charging you the price of the kit, nothing more, and you'll get the kit and light refreshments, and we might have a bit of a play with the scrapbooking pages that I come up with that as well. So let's do the Maritime Moments kit first. They're both stamping kits, which means you do get a little bit of stamping practice in there, which is great. So I'm going to pretend that I know what I'm doing, but I'm putting the instructions up so you guys can't see them. Because although I've prepared the kits, I don't know how to do what I'm doing. Okay, so which one's this? Is this the Maritime Moments? Yes, it is. Okay, so it uses grey granite. You do actually get a little ink pad with it, a little spot with it, but I usually put them aside to use for classes. I'm going to switch to my big sized grey granite. You do get a little stamp pad as well. So as I say, this is a stamping kit. So there's a little sort of lighthousey thing. There's some seagulls, a yacht, and a cute little sort of seaweedy sort of kit there. So we will use that. You get some twine, you get your double-sided tape, you get a spare block. I've got a million of those, and some dimensionals as well. So everything you need to produce the cards is in the kit, and you may, obviously I'm going to keep the rest of that for this scrapbooking page that's in my brain at the moment. Okay, so let's get started. I have to remember which one's which. So card number 1. Okay, card number 1 has this sort of what it would be, sort of grey, swirly sort of card base. And to put it together, these are the elements that you need. So the card base it's a portrait card, so it goes up and down like that with the score on the left. It's got a cutely finished envelope there. It's got some sort of nautical scenes, so that's the little envelope there for those. And these are the bits that go together. As I say, I've already popped the dimensionals on the back where needed. Do I have to do some stamping? Yes, I do. So I'm going to stamp the little house. I'm going to be in my grey granite ink. I'll grab a block. So the little house, we pop it onto this little postcard here, up to the sort of left-hand side there, just hovering above the houses there. So good morning to a few people who have started. Carol and Donna, and I did see Glenda as well. Are you there, Glenda? Yeah, I thought I saw you. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, guys. As I say, a bit impromptu, but I had the house to myself and the bandwidth to myself, so I thought, why not? Let's do it. So the little house, he actually looks like he fits. It's got little bumps and stuff at the bottom there, so he actually fits in the horizon, or the little horizon of the card. So you're just sort of adding that just as a little shadow in the sort of distance, a little ghostly presence in the background. So let's do that. And I think that's all the stamping I have to do for that. So the back of this has got some dimensionals on it, so I'll take the back off those. I think the dimensionals, taking the back off the dimensionals will be the most time-consuming part of this, but obviously I couldn't take it off earlier or it'd stick together. Oh, and we've got to glue this little piece here on. So they give you the glue dots, as I've mentioned. You've got everything you need in the box. I will bring out my own glue to pop that on, just because it's quicker. And I like to, as I say, use the glue dots for classes. So that just goes down the opening side, the right-hand side of the card base, roughly like that. Then this little stamped scene goes over the top. Just like so. Okay, so then we've got a little, just a little strip there, and he's going to be glued as well, just over here at the top with a slight overlap. There we are. Now he could do with a little dimensional under there, which I might actually add because there's plenty here. Let's just add a little dimensional just where he's overhanging there a bit, just to support it. That's not part of the instructions, that's just me. Okay, so that's so far so good. Then we've got, okay, so in the kit you've got this cute little sort of seaweedy, starfishy sort of thing happening. So that's got to be glued, or that's glue dotted, but I'll use my glue. As I say, keep the glue dots for later. Just a wee bit of glue on there, and then that just sits, where does that sit? Off here like this. Okay, I got that in roughly the right spot. There we are. And then this sentiment has already been stamped for us. It says, "Celebrate the good life." Celebrate. Oh, God. The puns are so bad sometimes. But anyway, and that goes just over the top there, as much as it breaks my heart to cover that little seaweed. And that's done. Okay, so that's card number 1. That's really cute, isn't it? I might have lived without the little castle, the little house being in the background there, but that evens it up a bit, adds a bit of balance. So that's card number 1. Okay, let's pop it back in its envelope. I'll bring them all back when we're finished. Keep it safe in there. Oh, mostly safe, except for that. There we go. Okay, card number 2, she says, moving the invisible instructions to card number 2. Well, not invisible because you can see them, but anyway, that's okay. Card number 2. Okay, so that's this one here. Again, it's got a really cute envelope there in the colours. The colours sort of match each other, which is nice. Good thing with Stampin' Up! Is that lots of things match, so you don't have to be a colour guru, because I know I definitely aren't. Is that the right way? Am not. Okay, so we need another block. This time we're going to stamp the sort of seaweedy, foliagey sort of thing. And we're going to pop both of it onto this. So you've got another little postcard, memories and more type thing here with another yacht. So we've got our grey again and our seaweed. So we're going to stamp the seaweed, assuming it's definitely seaweed, up here, diagonally across the corner. Here we are. Cute. And then take that little church thing off there and put the boat on. I'm going to stamp the boat next to the other boat, but in the distance sort of thing, so up the back here. So line up so we line up the horizon of the stamp with the horizon on the card, and that's what you end up with. I'll bring it a little bit closer so you can see. Now remember to tell me if the volume's not great. As I say, before a lot of people joined, I must have fiddled the control on the back of my microphone at one stage. I would say it was while I was dusting, but I don't dust in here very often, so it probably wasn't then. But anyway, that's the little thing. So yes, hopefully I put it back to a level that everyone can hear now. Okay, so we've stamped the 2 things on there. So the back of this has, oh, Julianne, you didn't put the dimensionals on it. Just grab some dimensionals. It's supposed to be on the back. Here's me saying I've done it. Just grab the nearest dimensionals, which happen to be big ones, but they give you the mini ones in the kit. Yes, I've got some pictures of my youngest and his fiancée, or nearly fiancée, in doing a cruise in far north Queensland, and I think, it's a yacht cruise. I think this kit, if I could make a scrapbook page with this, I think it would be absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so goes straight on there. Then we have, well, let's do this in the right order. So we've got another, this is like the ship, the little ship that's on there, the little yacht, just as cut out. So you just go straight over it and give it some height there. So that's the same image, but it just makes it pop a wee bit. Then we have what's the best to do first? We've got this little To a Great Guy. There we go. So it's a great masculine kit, this one. So, you know, if you've got a yachty in the family or someone who just likes the idea of being a yachty, I know I've got a few of those in my family, then this is the one. So, and this little anchor is popped onto some twine, so just 8 inches of twine, I think it was. Pop it on, put a bit of a knot. So there's your little anchor. It also needs a dimensional that Julianne hasn't added. Talk about myself in the third person when I've disappointed myself. So it needs a dimensional here, just on the thickest part of the anchor there. And then I'm going to add a little glue dot. So I will have to use a glue dot for this. I'll use one of mine because the others are still in the box. Just a little glue dot on the string, about where the, let's have a look. They say about where the dot is. So where my it's going to have to be a bit lower than that, just to attach that string to the card. So it gets attached at the string and it gets attached at the dimensional. Come on, there we go. So the little anchor goes just there. And there. It's quite long. That does hang over a bit there. I think they're overestimating the amount of twine you need there, but that's okay. I'll cut that off at some stage. There we are. Actually, I've got that a wee bit close. Should be a bit. That's it there. Okay. So that's done, is it? Yep, that's done. So that's card number 2. So we haven't had to, I don't think there's any sentiments here to actually, no, there's no sentiments. All the sentiments are already done. But if you had a sentiment that you wanted just a little circle, I wonder if you could turn it over and use the other side if you wanted a different sentiment on that one. So that's card number 2. As I say, this is a quick kit, this one. Card number 3. I can't wait to get to the Welcoming Garden one. That's the one that's really taken my fancy. Okay, card number 3. Ooh. So move the instructions again. Here we go. Okay, so we've got some stamping to do with this one as well, and it's those birds from the stamp set. So I'll just pop that there. Find where I popped the stamp set would be good. There we go. There's some seagulls, some silhouettes of some seagulls here. So that's going on there with my grey. And that just pops onto this little circle, which I've already popped the dimensionals on, so hopefully I can do it. So just some birds there, and they pop just above here. So there we are. Okay, that's all the stamping for this one as well. So let's see. Now this is a landscape card, so it's going to go this way. So these they're textured little rectangles. You can see they've already been embossed for us, and they just pop across there, 3 of them like this. So you're supposed to use the double-sided tape. Again, I'm going to just use my glue. Now these kits are very good crafting if you're off on holidays. So if you happen to be off and away for the long weekend coming over, or Easter, or somewhere where you're headed off and you want to do some crafting while you're away, kits are definitely the way to go, because you don't have to pack all your stash. You can just pack the kits, pop them in the back and bottom of your luggage, and you've got your crafting ready to go while you're away. Got some of my team members are on a cruise at the moment, and I think they've taken a fair bit of crafting supplies with them. I don't know if they actually included any kits. If Gail and Donna are watching, did you include any kits in your luggage? I think they had a bag full of crafting supplies they showed us. There we are. So that's the 3 lines there. That one's a little, oh, that just moved. a bit out of, it's hard crafting in online sometimes because I'm sort of not looking at it over the top. So sometimes I think something's straight when I first look at it and I go, hang on, that's not straight at all because of the angle I'm looking at. But we'll live with that. Okay, so now our little circle, which is got the scene on it. Really cute little harbour scene. It pops over here. And then there's a very characterful pelican sitting on a pylon, and you get some more of the twine and you wrap it round so it looks like it's been sort of had a boat tied up to it, sort of that sort of thing. And you tie a knot at the back. So I'll just trim the excess off the knot at the back, and it's got dimensionals on it already. Just get rid of those little ends. There we go. Take the ends off there. So as I say, this one only has 2 of each of the 3 designs, so 6 cards in all. It is a wee bit cheaper than other kits that we've had, so I suppose that's what they're pitching at there with the price point. But as I say, I want to make a scrapbook page out of the rest, so I'm only going to do 1 lot as cards. Okay, so then we've got this little best wishes for a perfect day, and I've got some dimensionals on that as well. And they've actually suggested double dimensioning that. See, I've got 2, so it's really, really high. And I think that's so it can sit to the side of the pelican and be higher than the pelican as well, so like 2 dimensions high. So there we are. Look, if you wanted it to really be a sturdy ship, what is it, seaworthy? If you really wanted it seaworthy, I'd probably pop a few more than the 2 places there that they suggest. I'd probably put 4, but that's okay there. Okay, so that's card number 3 of the, what was it called? Maritime Moments kit. Okay, so there they are. So that's the 3. This one's again's got a cute little envelope that goes with it. So we'll just bring all those back in and you can see them all done. Okay, so now let's get to Welcoming Garden, which is what I really love. So there's the 3 from Maritime Moments. Yep. Okay, I might just pop the stamp set away or else things get mighty messy. And the birds as well. Pop that back in its box. And the cards as well. So there we are, Maritime Moments. Love it. Can't wait to get that scrapbooking page done, but they are lovely on their own, those cards, especially for a seafaring masculine card. Okay, now this is amazing. Okay, I'm going to get this one out. This is awesome kit. Now this one retails for $41 Australian. It's available now online, and it is amazing. So it actually makes, as we used to, 3 of 3 cards, so 9 cards altogether. I've left 2 cards in there because, as I say, that's going to be I'm going to make a scrapbooking page out of this one as well because we've got so many garden shots at the moment. So I've got so many photos that I can scrapbook with this kit. Okay, so these are the cards. As I say, they've got some interactive bits. This gate opens here. This little gate opens here. And this has got sort of a climbing ivy behind it. So these are really special cards, and hopefully you'll agree when you see them. The stamp set there's got a little gate, some wood grain and a couple of sentiments there as well. And it uses crumb cake. So as I say, it's given you a little ink spot in the kit. I'm going to keep that for a class, and I'll use my own crumb cake there. So let's get this one. Let's find the destructions of this one as well. Okay, there we are. So we start with, now the issue is that they're all, oh no, that one. Okay, this one's actually, you think, oh, there's not much to do with this because it actually comes as, and I'll get all my bits out, the card base is already together for us, but this is so cute. Look at this. So they've got some flowers there. You've got the sky behind, and then the little flowers there with the post box, and then the little gate closes in front. So yeah, mega cute. And it's a good heaviness cardstock as well. Sometimes the kits are a little bit flimsy, but this one's is a very good, nice quality weight. Okay, so that's the first bit you do. You just actually fold it over. So with that open, oh look, it's even got the detail on the back as well. So it's detailed the whole way, back and front. Okay, so what we got to do first is open our gate and get our little pieces. So like with that sailing ship on the first kit, we're actually going over the images with their little 3D cutouts. So the little post box already has a dimensional on it. They suggest 1. I think I'd probably go 2 if you wanted it to last forever. And then we've got some little flowers. So they're already die cut, and I'm just going to, I've already got dimensionals on the back of them. So what you do, again, you go over the flowers from the pattern. You just make them stand out a bit. So this little one here is a 2 flower. So it goes over this little one here. Make it the right way. Yeah, and then there's a little one which goes over one of them. I think this is the bigger one. Yep, so it goes over that one. Try and get it the right way. That way. I don't think it'd matter too much if you didn't line them up exactly. It'd just give them that extra bit of pattern around them, wouldn't it? And this one goes up here. I think. Yes. That one goes there. Okay, so you've got your little post box and your little flowers sort of sticking up and out at you, which is so cool. So you've got a little sentiment box, and this one you actually do have to do some stamping of your sentiments. We got a little sentiment shape there and a thanks, which I'll pop on a block. And with my crumb cake, no, that's my grey crumb cake. Now I have to pop this on some dimensionals as well, I think, according to the pattern. Yes, I do. Just grab whatever comes close. I think that's big enough for a big one. So dimensionals on the back of that. Sorry, I put my head down. If my voice disappeared then, apologies. Now this goes, if you close it over, this actually pops on the front there. Now I'm going to have to make sure that I don't put the dimensionals to the point where they, okay, now I'm going to change it, taking these off while I can, because I've got a dimensional this to the front of the gate, but I don't want the dimensionals to peek through. I don't want them to go there and stick my card together, so I'll revert to little dimensionals. And let's see what railing I have to put it on. So I'm going to pop it on that railing there. This is slightly different to the kit, but yeah, I just think it's safer. So that railing there and that railing there. And that will just stick to the sentiment and not the back of the card. Okay. Isn't that the sweetest? You've got that little bit of height with the little flowers and the mailbox being sort of up and away, and it opens up so beautifully like that. Okay, gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Like I say, I've already scheduled an event for the end of April. If you'd like to pop, if you live in the local area and would love to pop and make these cards with me here, you'd get the kit with all 9 cards, and we can make it here. Great for beginners. So if you'd love to get into stamping, there's a bit of everything here. You've got to do some stamping, so that's great. But you've got to pop the kits together. They are just so easy. especially if you don't have a lot of stash at home. You don't really need anything but the kit. It's all there. Okay, card number. I don't know which one this is because they both have the same. We'll do whatever this one happens to be. I think this is card number 3. Oh, no, it's card number 2. It's all right. I picked the right one. Okay, so this one is mega cute too. Just watch this. Okay, so really, really nice sort of sky background. It's supposed to be a bit of sky. And then we've got just a plain white piece. And we pop the wood grain. Onto our stamp set, onto our block. Just a series of lines. It's meant to give a wood grain look. Get that out of the way. And we stamp it. So we stamp it straight onto this white piece horizontally. So once up here, about right. Once a little bit further down and to the left-hand side, and then further down to the right again. That's just all you do with the stamping. Plus we need a sentiment. We need which is it, just a note. And that goes on this little sentiment box here. There we are. Cute, cute. That's all the stamping. Okay, so with glue, we get back our card base. With glue, we pop this onto our card base. And then I've already popped this piece together, but I'll show you what I've done. It was a little bit fiddly, so I didn't want to make a disaster of it in public, so I did it beforehand. You pop this little gate together. So cute. Okay, get rid of those bits. So they come as 2 separate pieces, the black gate and the sort of ivy behind it. See there? So what you do is you just glue, they've both got strips at the bottom, you just glue them together so that the gate is in front and the ivy is behind. Then you slightly bend the ivy so that parts of it come through to the front of the gate. So it comes in front of the gate there, in front of the gate there, in front of the gate there, and in front there, just as ivy would, obviously. Ivy's just not going to stay on the back of a fence. It's going to curl its way all the way through. And then you add dimensionals on the back in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. And that gives you the one piece. It's all together. Okay, as I say, a bit fiddly, so I didn't want to do it and make a fool of myself. So I did it beforehand. It's one I prepared earlier. As presenters love to say it on stage. Okay, so there we are. So that, if I'm getting it in the right order, yes, that goes on top of our card base. Just want to make sure I line it up properly. Just like that. Isn't that sweet? Okay, then I need some dimensionals on the back of my sentiment. And I've got these lots of little flowers to decorate it with. So the sentiment goes, where does it go? Just across the grid of the gate. Just a note. Mega cute. Okay, and then we've got all these little flowers. So they go everywhere. So I'll try and put them in the right places. I don't want to get too out of control. Each of them has dimensionals on the back already. It was a bit fiddly. We've got one up here. And then the other 3. Should be 3 threes. I don't think I got 3 threes out of it, did I? I got 2 threes and a 2. I might have missed one. That's okay. I won't traumatise too much about that. Down here. There must be another one in the box that I didn't get out. And then some singles. There we are. I do want that extra 3, but I don't remember getting a third 3 out. I must have left it in the box. Let's get it out. Is this the right box? Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there were 3 3s. I'll just nick one. There we go. It must have fallen. Maybe it's still in the envelope or fallen out somewhere, or I just didn't get it out. That's okay. I'll add some dimensionals to the back of this and pop it on. So the little centres of the flowers are just big enough for a little dimensional. You have to be pretty precise where you put them. You don't want them to show around the edges too much, although a little bit doesn't matter too much. I wonder where that third one went. I'll check the floor in a minute. Everything that goes missing is always on the floor under my feet. Yeah, I definitely think it needs the third one. We'll go there. Okay, so that's number 2. Isn't that the cutest? Millions of dimensionals there. There we go. So that's number 2. Cute, cute, cute. Where's my envelope here? Just check that the third flower's not in there. No. Okay, so we'll pop that away to keep it safe. And number 3 is this one. This one's cute too. It's got like a little gate. Here we go. And you can tell, as soon as I open this up, you can tell why I decided that this just had to be a scrapbooking page. Look at this. Oh, look, that's where my third lot of 3 flowers went to. I'll pop that back in the box. That's not supposed to be there. Look at this. This is just so delicate and so fine and so colourful. Can you imagine that on a scrapbook page along the bottom? Maybe some photos and things tucked behind. I just have to pick the right designer series paper, but I'm sure that won't be a problem. That is mega cute. Now, Joan's saying she's lost sound. Has anyone else lost their sound? I haven't done anything to lose sound. You just let me know. It might have just been Joan. Hopefully. It's not me because I haven't done anything. Okay, it's just my enthusiasm. Okay, I'll just wait for somebody to say whether everyone's lost sound. Hang on, I can write a note. Okay, so Margie's saying it's okay. Evelyn's saying it's okay. Okay, cool. So hopefully it was just temporarily and it might have just been Joan. Okay, right. Now, this is the third one. As it said, it's got this cute, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous little piece of flowering happening. Okay, so we do need to do some stamping with this one. So we'll use the gate here. This is just a little wooden gate. Just take it off carefully. I do get a bit carried away sometimes. And we're going to just, okay, so we're going to stamp that onto this little paper, plain paper gate here. I'll take that off. Only just fits on the block. That's fine. Close enough's good enough. Okay, so with our crumb cake, what we do is on this big side of the gate, which has the latch, we just stamp straight on. Just bear with me, I'm going to put it under so I can actually get it, bring it under my head, my eyes, so I can actually get it right, line it up correctly. There we are, cute, 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 cute. And then these two, by the looks of the instructions, we line them up so that I'm going to cheat a bit and probably make a bit of mess, but I won't do them both at the same time. It implies that you do them both at the same time, but that's a disaster waiting to happen for me. So I'm going to do one side first. Oh, it's a little bit crooked. And the other side second. Okay, that's better. Just overlook the fact that that's a wee bit crooked. That's okay. And then a sentiment, we use, the one we haven't used yet is the thinking of you today. Be careful with that. I don't think I have any wipes in the craft room at the moment. I don't. I had them out for a class and I'm just going to get it on my fingers now. That's okay. It was out. Better that it's on my fingers than on the card. So I'll just stamp the sentiment, thinking of you today. There we are. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so by the looks of things, it's a landscape card. Score at the top. First of all, we glue double-sided tape, whatever you want to use. Use the glue dots from, the double-sided tape from the kit. We glue that to our card base. And it lines up exactly along the bottom. Oh, I'm glad you found me again, Kylie. I hate people to be panicking. So there we are. So that's along the bottom. And we just let that flap around loose at the top by the looks of things. Yes, we do. It's just glued at the bottom. And then this is going to break your heart. We're actually going to glue the fence in front. So we put glue on or double-sided tape on the smaller side. So this, the middle one, is the one that's going to swing open. So that goes there. I just don't want to get this wrong. So we have the latches on the right-hand side. Okay, and we see a little bit of the ground. Okay, so that goes there. My heart is breaking because I don't want to be covering those beautiful flowers, but that's part of the interactive nature of this card. There, and then the other one goes there. Okay. So what happens is that this little centre here opens up like that. Okay, so it's really just covered the two sides. Then we've got some little gate posts, which I've already popped the dimensionals on, and they pop over those two sort of quite clumsy looking blank spaces there on either side. So one goes here. And one goes here. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. And then, thinking of you today, we've stamped it. It's got to have a dimensional on either end. It goes inside the gate, which is quite a cute little reveal, isn't it? If we open our gate, that goes here. And there's a little hello, a little oval hello, which I've already put on dimensionals. It goes on the front gate. The front of the gate, I mean. You could probably use that to open it if you were struggling like me with your elephant fingers. Okay, and then we've got all these cute little flowers. So we're going to do the same. We're going to add those to the front of the card. So there's a little yellow daisy here. He pops on the front side of the gate like he's overflowing. He goes here. And then a little sort of hollyhock goes there, I think. Yep. And then some little purple sort of, I don't know. I know my mum would know what it was, but I don't. And that goes, one of them goes just slightly over the gate as well. And then the other two sort of just go around. There we are. And then this one. There you are. And I think that one's done as well. Isn't that the cutest? So cute. Except I've put that on. I'm not going to ruin it. I've put it on slightly crooked, but that's okay. So hello, thinking of you today with that, and that opens up like that. So that's card number 3. And now I hope you agree that this is the cutest kit that we've had for a long, long time. I say that every month we get some new kits, and they're all very special. But this one is, for me to decide to have a kit class, they have to be pretty special. So I've decided to have a kit class with this one. So yeah, that's our welcoming garden, and I think that is just the cutest. So hopefully you like that one. Watch out on my Facebook page for what I eventually do as far as the scrapbooking pages are concerned with both of these kits. Apologies for that ray of light. The sun's just reached that part, and I haven't got it screened off. So anyway, there you are. That's the welcoming garden kit. It's $41 retail. That's Australian market, and it is so cool. You actually get 9, so you get 3 of each of those. So as I say, watch out for the scrapbooking page that there might even be a couple. I reckon there'll be a double layout. There might even be 2. I'm going to use all these elements to make a garden themed scrapbooking page. But I'm just so excited. I might do it this afternoon. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. Stevie's just got home, so that's good timing. If you have any questions about anything you've seen today, please reach out. They're just a real highlight of the current offering, I think, these 2 kits. But anyway, have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you all again next time.